The year is 1970, and you're watching the World Cup finals. And like most viewers, you're unaware that you're witnessing one of the best case studies in influencer marketing ever, hands down. Pele, the world's biggest soccer star, is midfield on the pitch, in front of a crowd of 100,000 people and millions watching from home. He's ready to kick off when he stops, bends down, and ties his shoes. Those shoes were Pumas, and it wasn't just a happy accident. Advertisers had paid hundreds of thousands to run commercials during the match, but Puma asked themselves, where will people's eyes be? Where will the cameras be pointed? And the answer was Pele. It was midfield. It was kickoff. So instead of spending hundreds of thousands on an ad that people might see between snack and bathroom breaks, they paid a guy to bend down and tie his shoe. Welcome to Season 2 of Play It Back. I am thrilled to kick off a new season, rewinding your favorite creative campaigns of all time. Rewinding my favorite creative campaigns of all time and the strategy and results that surround them. In the first 10 episodes of Season 1, we covered everyone from HubSpot to Salesforce to Bud Light to Trojan. We also shared some lesser-known wins like Dockers becoming a human resources consultancy or Lydia Pinkham slanging snake oil. This season, we'll dig into a whole new slate of great creative plays.
Yo, I don't know what that nerd is talking about, but it's your boy Tim from the Play It Back show telling you what we've got coming down the pipe. We're going to start doing a live show every week where we're going to talk about the best and worst execution in marketing. We're going to be critiquing gaming, music. If you want to hear about it, we'll talk about it. All you have to do is tune into the Play It Back show. Now back to Bill Nye the Science Guy, whatever he's got going on.
By the way, Puma paid Pele $120,000 for that shoe stunt in 1970. Seems like a small amount by today's standards, but with inflation in 2023, carry the two, that's actually $1 zillion. Puma knew to ask, where can we find the right eyeballs? It's cut and dry for them. People who play soccer, who watch soccer, also wear soccer cleats. But it's not always that simple. And it begs the question, where are your customers' eyes today? In general, we make this way more complicated than it needs to be. B2B marketers are especially terrible at this. And I speak from very painful experience when I say that it's one of the hardest lessons to learn.
Well, I need them to be, qualified and ready to buy, and we have to shorten our time to purchase and segment down to just the folks who are going to feel the pain point of our value prop and buy feature X today.
Here's the thing. It's not going to hurt you if someone who isn't ready to buy learns about your product. It's not going to hurt you if someone who will never be ready to buy learns about your product, as long as the people who do need it and are ready to buy also learn about your product. Take Gong's sales intelligence platform, for example. Gong doesn't run Super Bowl ads so they can reach your drunk uncle, but if he sees the ad, great. He'll have one more topic to keep him distracted from his usual racist comments at Thanksgiving dinner. And maybe he brings up the commercial he didn't understand to his nephew, who's a sales director. Who knows? So this season, we're going to focus on creative ways to get more eyeballs on your product in unconventional ways. Today, we're going to be talking about another man whose name is so synonymous with the beautiful game, you probably already know who it is. It's Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds? Van Wilder? Ryan Reynolds is mostly known for his work in Hollywood. He's Deadpool. He's Van Wilder. He was the heartbroken widowed dad in Definitely Maybe. And he's in 8 million other movies that you've seen. But he is also the founder of a production company and marketing agency, Maximum Effort. Now, much like the LA Forum, this is where the magic happens, because Maximum Effort has been the key to unlocking growth across his empire, and it is becoming an empire. Reynolds and Maximum Effort have become the poster child for branding and product placement. Fun fact, Deadpool 2, Ryan Reynolds' movie, combined mentions of 34 different brands in its dialogue with appearance by 47 brands on screen for $35 million in total product placement advertising value. That movie's 5 years old though. Let's stick to current events. You may have seen news a few weeks ago that Mint Mobile is selling to T-Mobile. Reynolds owns a major stake in Mint Mobile and has become the face of the brand. In fact, for the sale, Reynolds stands to make around $300 million. Maximum Effort leads advertising for Mint Mobile and will continue to, according to the acquisition announcement.
And T-Mobile has assured me that our incredibly improvised and borderline reckless messaging strategy will also remain untouched.
I don't remember the word reckless, Ryan.
Well, I wrote it into the contract with crayon, Mike.
Reynolds also owns a stake in Aviation Gin, and he's been the face of that brand. And Maximum Effort leads advertising.
Now that is as refreshing as fatherhood. Well, something I call the vasectomy for no reason at all. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Maximum Effort has done ad campaigns for all of his recent movies, for Match.com, for Betty Buzz, for 1Password. Oh, he also owns a stake in 1Password, as well as Nuvi.
Also, Nuvei is based right here in Canada, which is why I became an investor using Canadian dollars, which is a real thing.
Wealth Simple, and Mountain Performance TV. Now see if you can pick up on the incredibly subtle product placement in a recent ad they did for Mountain.
The big game is typically filled with commercials starring celebrities. But as someone who's spent a lot of time around them every day, I know it can be hard to trust one when they endorse a product or a service. So to help you learn about Mountain Performance TV, I've asked real marketers and business owners to talk about their experience using the platform. Let's take a look.
As owner of a medium to large gin brand, I can tell you that one of the best things about Mountain Performance TV is that I can customize my audience any way I want, with over 80,000 options to choose from. I can target by geography, basic demographics, interests, and even previous buying behavior. So I never waste my money by accidentally targeting hardcore coffee drinkers or the Amish.
Wow. Now, you might be thinking, what about marketers who work in, I don't know, even larger industries? Can Mountain help them? Well, let's see.
The wireless telecom business is super competitive.
An ad about software that somehow promoted his gin and his cell phone company. And one more big one to bring it back to soccer.
Hi, I'm Rob.
I'm Ryan.
We are about to find out how much we know about football. You might call it soccer. We have to call it football.
Yeah, legally.
He and Always Sunny creator and star Rob McElhenney
It's McElhenney.
own the Wrexham AFC Football Club. It's the oldest football club in Wales. Even before they bought the club, they started recording. Although much of that credit should go to McElhenney. What resulted is the documentary series Welcome to Wrexham. The series highlights the journey of this once struggling football club, which has drawn the attention of more fans across the globe and bigger sponsors. Sponsors like TikTok, who was the kit sponsor in their inaugural season as owners. On the pitch, Reynolds and McElhenney have invested in the team and facilities. In fact, they outright bought the stadium. And that investment has made a big difference. In fact, just last month, Wrexham put up their first league title in over 45 years, and they were promoted to the EFL's League Two. But off the pitch is where we'll focus today. This small club now has a global audience from the series, which airs on Hulu and Disney+, and an even broader digital audience that TikTok has helped create. So what has that meant for Wrexham as a business and for Reynolds' other businesses? Even the National Football League, not ours though, the one with your feet, which is the league that Wrexham is in, has seen its digital audience grow by 12x over the past year, and Wrexham has seen an even bigger uptick. According to data from sports analysis firm Horizon, the most popular team in the league, Wrexham County's rival Notts County, has an audience of 300,000. Wrexham, by contrast, has now grown its digital audience to 1.7 million. Since June of 2022, they've activated over 4,400 social posts, garnering 370 million impressions and over 11 million engagements. Every episode of Welcome to Wrexham has at least 10 times more playbacks and interactions than the average TV show on Hulu. Now, remember all those other companies that Reynolds owns. Let's talk about some rising tides. Those products need eyeballs too. And as we've seen, Maximum Effort will find a way to get them. Aviation Gin is the official gin of the Wrexham Football Club. It's also the official gin of the NFL. The real one here in the US with helmets and quarterbacks and CTE and stuff. This has given aviation a great opportunity to tie in Wrexham to an even bigger audience.
Hi everybody. Today's the Super Bowl, and you're probably wondering why Aviation Gin hasn't done anything. Well, as you know, I've been spending a lot of time with other football lately. But we love our aviation and NFL fans, so we're gonna come up with something right now.
And one thing I absolutely love about Maximum Effort that few people could really do as well as Reynolds is it makes you feel like you're behind the scenes. You're involved in this creative process.
When people see this, they're gonna be like, has he ever been outside?
Take 1Password, a security software company that Ryan also has a stake in. They're a sponsor of Wrexham as well. And they do things like air commercials, including the team and Reynolds himself, produced, obviously, by Maximum Effort.
Look, we got a big match coming up, and I know what you're worried about. Cybersecurity. How many of you have heard of 1Password? Really? Okay, well, how many of you have downloaded 1Password? Wow, no idea Wales was so cutting edge.
And in the documentary, they give you a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the ad.
Guys, we're a professional soccer club. Soccer. And then we get stabbed for that. All right, when you get in the moment. Mullen! I will shove a red card so far up your ass that they will hold a funeral for my hand.
I will shove a red card so far up your ass, people will think it's your tongue.
Boosting 1Password yet again. Oh, and on TikTok, boosting 1Password yet again. Now for the 2023-2024 season, this sweet nepotism is casting an even wider net. The training kit sponsor is Betty Buzz, a sparkling beverage company. Now Betty Buzz is owned by Blake Lively, who probably has no relation to Reynolds, or their 3 children, one of whom is named Betty. Lively played into this nepotism when she announced the sponsorship, saying, "The owner of Wrexham AFC reached out to me through very official channels." Obviously not, but that's the wink. And in yet another example of Ryan and McElhenney's cross-pollination brilliance, they followed with this statement. Betty Buzz pairs well with any beverage, whether it's Ryan's Aviation Gin or Rob's Four Walls Whiskey. But if you pair it with Rob's Four Walls Whiskey, Ryan will hunt you down and make you regret that choice. You can also drink it alone. Anything but pairing it with Rob's delicious whiskey. Now let's get back to Mint Mobile for a second. Even they get in the mix, promoting the club with some unofficial winks.
Any 2 people can be on a plan and get the lowest price, which means you and the one most important person in your life can be on a family plan and each pay just $15 a month. That one person that means the most to you. Your ride or die. And for me, of course, that's Wrexham striker Super Paul Mullen. My wife is just going to have to try again next season.
And there's a rumor that T-Mobile, who just bought them, may be a major sponsor for the upcoming Wrexham season. We'll see if that winds up being true. The creativity and tongue-in-cheekedness of Maximum Effort is at the center of each of these endeavors. Creating the voice, which arguably just Ryan's voice, but man, is it a great voice, and producing the content and digital programs. But for me, it's these native partnerships and the threads between each brand, this red yarn running between each property and sponsor. It's hella tongue-in-cheek, but it's also in your face. And it makes you feel like you're behind the scenes with Rob, with Ryan, with Maximum Effort. It lifts up the team's profile, but in turn, they're using it to build each brand, regardless of who the actual sponsor of the moment is. It's been incredible, this demonstration in thinking bigger with any partner or any segmentation strategy. So what audiences, channels, or partners can you leverage for your next campaign? We tend to get tunnel vision, right? This product, this company, this audience, that's all we're thinking about. And sometimes we have to focus. But when rising tides rise all ships, what else can you do to bring the water level up across the board? Think in terms of ecosystems. Next time you put any campaign together, ask what else? What other properties can I lift with this strategy? All right, that about does it. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of Play It Back, episode 1 of season 2. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be doing this. I missed you guys, missed doing this. And I'll see you again next week when we answer the question, what happened when video killed the video star? Hey, honey, can we watch Definitely Maybe tonight?